this is not a revival. This is a brand new show, but based on a very classic concept that we heard of in the past week, which is Riverdale.
Yes.
A Fox project. It's one of those put pilot situations, which the short story is that it's not committed, but if they don't do it, it'll cost them a lot of money, so they're probably going to do it. Yeah. And this is based on Archie, as you may or may not guess based on the title Riverdale.
I guess.
And this is Greg Berlanti. This was so funny. Is Greg Berlanti, who's becoming the one-man DC Comics show of shows with Arrow and The Flash. Now he's doing Supergirl. But now he's doing Riverdale.
All right. I don't care who judges me on this. I loved Archie growing up. Like, I loved it. My best friend Lisa and I used to go to Forbidden Planet every single week and get our Archies. We had, like, you remember when you went to sleepaway camp and you had, like, a trunk?
No, because I never went to sleepaway camp.
Weirdo. Anyway, most people had like this huge trunk. I had a trunk full of Archies, and like we were like convinced that these were going to be of value one day. We had them like in plastic bags and whatever.
Never know.
But I really loved Archie a lot. They called us Betty and Veronica at this store, which I resented. But so I'm excited about this, because Greg Berlanti has done such a good job adapting comics so far for television. I think it's a really fun world. It's very different than anything else that we're seeing at this time. However, I do think it's really difficult to adapt because, and then I'm like, certain words are jumping out at me like, oh, we're going to go the darker, grittier version of Archie. We're not going to fall, and I'm like, but that's not Archie, it's not. And I know that to do what Archie actually is really tough.
Right. It'll be interesting to see the tone. So, what you're referring to is that, and now I'm going to massacre this name, but Roberto Aguirre-Sasaska? I'm just going to call you Roberto. But yeah, he is the guy writing this, and if you are actually current Archie comics readers will be very familiar with his name because he's become kind of a big thing in the Archie comics world because he wrote Afterlife with Archie,
right?
The zombie
Archie,
and then kind of took over sort of Archie comics, and now they've got the new Sabrina comic that's like a dark Buffy-ish Sabrina comic, and again, the core Archie books exist, but they also have these alternate stuff that are kind of getting a lot of traction. They just announced amazing Archie meets Predator comic.
I know, and I mean, and it's weird because I'm not such a purist that I'm like I'm actually into that. You know, I think it's fun, and I think it's great to be otherwise things just get stale after that many years, and I think it's important to be playful, and to also try and contemporize things, and that's cool. I leave it with an open mind. I think that if you, and this is a real tough tone to hit, I think that if you use the foundation of the tone that Archie established initially and then integrate some of these other elements to make it a satire,
right, and
to kind of like point to things that are going on today for teens and adults in a satirical manner, that could be genius, but that is hard to do.
And I think I think you might be right, though. That's what they're going to try to do because Roberto, my first name buddy, he did an interview where he said that it will be Archie meets Twin Peaks, that it will be looking at a small town that seems so perfect, but it's a little weird. My question then is it like, there's two ways you go then, right? Where it's like, oh, actually Jughead's like a serial killer, or it's like the Brady Bunch movie where they are behaving that way and that's played as weird. It's like they're acting like these like wholesome kids from the 50s. But really all these
other things are happening around them. I hope the latter because I really don't want Jughead to be a serial killer at all.
Roth Cornet, firmly against serial killer Jughead.
Serial killer Jughead, like entirely. Like I'm fine with these other dark elements entering their universe because at that point the other dark elements are almost like they don't know what to do. Like the Predator's like, I don't even know what to do with you.
Well, that's what I read. In the 90s I read The Punisher meets Archie, and which was the same thing, which was like Punisher showing up in Riverdale and Riverdale's Riverdale and the Punisher being like
I don't know what to do here. Like the Predator particularly has such strict rules about how and when he'll kill and attack. Like which one of them is going to provoke him enough to get killed? Like they're not going to have a weapon. Reggie. Well, yeah, no, totally Reggie.
Come on.
Totally Reggie, you're
But
right.
then what after Reggie?
But there's no one left once you kill Reggie. I mean, kind of Veronica can be a bit of a pill.
Right. So we'll see. And the thing that made me very excited by the other thing they've revealed is that Josie and the Pussycats will be an ongoing part of the supporting cast.
Which is fun. You know, I feel like maybe they can be the edgier kind of side of things.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, man.
And this also gives me my chance to say that the Josie and the Pussycats movie, totally underrated. I love the Josie and the Pussycats movie.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
You're begrudging.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun.
Du jour, come on. Backdoor Lover, come on.
Come on.
Alan Cumming, Parker Posey. I'm just saying, there's a lot of solid elements to Josie and the Pussycats. I don't think they'll be using those exact elements, but we'll see.
They may. You never know.
Yeah.
They really may. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, I know probably very few people out there are feeling what I'm feeling, but
it's just an out there concept, and it's going to be one of those you got to show it to people before they know. I mean, it's going to get a lot of the same responses I'm seeing, even though it's based on a comic. I still see a lot of people giving iZombie the this sounds ridiculous,
right.
which it does, which they know. But,
everything sounds ridiculous.
Right. But can you, again, going back to Buffy,
it's
like,
that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. And we saw a movie that was kind of ridiculous.
And then we saw a show that was kind of amazing.
It was amazing. So it's all in the execution. Oh, yeah. Belle.
Where is that? There you go.
There, we said Buffy. I'm so glad I found the bell. So I like the people involved in this. It's a very out there concept.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Tough to do when that kind of satire is done right. It's one of my very favorite things. And so I would like to see it, which was a little bit what Buffy was doing, or a lot. So if you can hit that, I'm on board all the way. Zombies, Predator, whoever wants to show up.